Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Christian Business Advantage podcast. I am your host, Alicia Avant, and today I am doing a podcast in a way that I have not done one in a long time. I've gotten to where I did my podcast very scripted. I would decide on a theme for the month and I would do the podcast kind of building on each other each week for the month, but I have not had a chance to create the theme for the month of August. So today, as I'm coming off of a weekend of travel, I'm going to be sharing with you some insights from my attending the Advanced Writers and Speakers Conference in St. Charles, Missouri, these past few days. So I was there for Friday and Saturday, and then I returned home yesterday. And I just wanted to share with you some of the insights from the different workshops and keynotes that I heard. And so the first one that I wanted to share about is the one, I guess, that probably challenged me the most. I've gotten to where I've not done as much of this because you know how you do something really well and then you fall off the wagon, so to speak. That is what I have done with video. And Teresa Jansen did a workshop on video strategies in the age of adaptation. And video is still the hottest thing today in marketing. And she talked about that and how important it is, and the attention that you can get from video creates trust. And she gave us some great ideas about how to come up with or determine lots and lots of video ideas from asking ourselves some questions. And for authors, the question should not be, how can I sell my book? But the question, ladies and gentlemen, should be, how can I serve the people who might one day want to read it? And she talked about the fact that emotions stop the scroll, but facts rarely do. So you can share stories, emotional stories from your book. And she also talked about how you should use those videos to serve your audience. Now, I know that many of us don't know about video. We don't know what to do or where to start. And maybe you're not sure which platforms for video you should be on. And so I thought I would share with you this important piece that I really found helpful was a section where she talked about what each platform is actually for. So one of the sections was TikTok, and there is a section of TikTok that is finally known as Book Talk. And this is for discovery, for reaching people that you don't know. So if you want to reach new people, you might need to get on TikTok. Instagram, on the other hand, is for relationships and community and personality. YouTube is an authority builder. It is to search evergreen teachings. It's more long form, but also there are YouTube shorts. LinkedIn is for credibility and professional thought leadership. And my favorite podcasts are for trust and long form conversations. And then email is for retention and deepening those relationships that you already have. Email has a special place in my heart. And in fact, I have been leaning more towards doing something on the topic of emails for the month of August. So that is most likely what you'll be hearing from me over the next few weeks. But you need two types of content for video. You need content that helps you become discovered. Who is this person? And then you need content that also helps to build that relationship. Can I trust this person? And one of the kind of some key takeaways was publishing is no longer the barrier for us as authors. There's so many options out there today, but discoverability is. The best book doesn't always win. The book people discover wins. Purpose determines platform, never the other way around. So the purpose of your video should determine the platform that you're on, never the other way around. And the message that you have is your biggest asset, because after all, platforms change, but principles endure. So don't ask yourself how you can sell more books. Ask yourself how your message can reach more people. So that was the first one I wanted to share some insights from, was video strategies in the age of adaptation from Teresa Jansen. The second workshop that I wanted to share some insights from is from Edie Melson. She is the author of the blog, The Right Conversation. By the way, Teresa Jansen is the editor-in-chief of Abundance Books, and I'm actually working with them on my next book. And for social media, the message is a lot the same. It was about serving others. So anyways, we need to focus on serving others. That is from Philippians 2:13. And she talks about the 4 things that you need, 4 boxes that you need. And the first one is some kind of web presence. And I wanted to scream and shout when she said that Substack is not a web presence for you. It is still owned by someone else. You still need a website or blog, but you need some kind of web presence, like a website or a blog. Secondly, you need 2 social media platforms. These are 2 separate. One social media platform and a second social media platform. Obviously, you can choose from those we just talked about: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, now known as X, LinkedIn, all the places. Choose 2. And then to help you with your social media, use AI to help you create a plan. And when you're doing that, think about the 4 branding streams that you have. So what is something that sets you apart, that makes you? What do you tend to focus on in your writing? If that's family, if that's faith, if that's recipes, come up with 4 different topics that you'll talk about consistently on your social media. And those are some really good tips, I think. It helps you to kind of create a plan for your social media and to be consistent without having to spend so much time that you feel overwhelmed. Now, I want to give you some encouragement from one of our keynote speakers. If you are familiar with Carol Kent, she is the author of Speak Up with Confidence and When I Lay My Isaac Down. I read Speak Up with Confidence, was probably the first speaker's book I ever read, and it spurred me on to become a speaker. And she talked about the story of Esther. Esther was an orphan before she became a queen. And the topic, or the title, was If Not You, Then Who? If Not You, Then Who? And what I loved about this, these are just some quotes that I wrote down that were very significant to me. And the first one was, your story is not a detour from your ministry. It is your ministry. Your story is so important, and it is what someone needs to hear. And it should be important to you to share that story with others. And then a second one is, God's purpose will move forward with or without you. God's purpose will move forward with you or without you. He's asking you to come along. What will you do? And of course, she ended with, if not you, then who? So I hope that will encourage you today to continue moving forward to doing what God has called you to do, calling you to rise up and to do what He has for you. So I wanted to share some insights from the conference. It was very helpful and uplifting and refreshing for me to go to a conference again. I enjoy those so much. If you were there and this is your first time listening, I would just want to give you a shout out. I did tell a few people about the podcast. And as I was sharing, there will be a new theme for August coming next week. It will be something along the lines of email marketing. I will let you know that in this week's email. And as always, thank you for listening.